What up, Knicks fans? Before we get to the latest trade rumors surrounding New York, I got to talk a little bit about yesterday's loss in overtime to the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors, they missed a free throw with about 5.5 seconds left. Ball got to Jalen Brunson. He brings it up the left side of the court, and he shot a three that was an open look. He had Scotty Barnes in drop coverage. But a lot of people messaged me and said that he should have thrown the alley-oop to Mitchell Robinson. Mind you, the Knicks were down 2. He shot a 3 for the win. The alley-oop would have tied it, but in my opinion, Mitchell Robinson wasn't running. He wasn't looking. He just wasn't a spot for the alley-oop. But I want to hear from all the real ones right now. What was the right play on the last play of yesterday's game? Was it shooting the 3 by Brunson? Should he have drove it on Scotty Barnes and tried to get a layup or a little mid-range J that he loves? Or should he passed it to Mitchell Robinson? Type 3 for the 3, 2 for the drive, or P for the pass to Mitchell Robinson. What up, everybody? Thanks for joining on this video. Thanks for clicking on it. I appreciate you. You're watching New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. We have a bunch of trade rumors to talk about. ESPN linked the Knicks to Jae Crowder and Eric Gordon. They also gave a trade idea. We'll break that down, but let's start with a new report that focuses on Alex Caruso, the bench guard for the Chicago Bulls. According to Sammy Hassan, I believe I'm saying his name right. He works for Sports Mockery, a Chicago blog, reported that Caruso has been linked to the New York Knicks and Golden State Warriors. He has found himself in trade talks due to the emergence of Ayo Dosunmu. And the Knicks, they desperately need bench help. They have one of the worst benches in the NBA right now, and I think it's kind of a good idea if the trade package is right. I think it is important to know what type of money Alex Caruso makes. This year he's making $9 million. Next year, $9.5 million. The year after that, almost $10 million. But in 2024, only $3 million of that is guaranteed. So if the Bulls or whatever team trades for him, they could decline that and only have to pay pretty much a third of that contract. He signed that mid-level exception. Plays off the bench. He's a good defender, and he's a guy that can hit the three ball. He also has playoff experience. I think it's a good idea because as much as I like Miles McBride, I think he is so inefficient and incapable of producing offense that it outweighs how great of a defender he is. So let's take a look at the stats between McBride and Caruso. The points are pretty much the same. But Caruso is such a better playmaker. And I think the Knicks could use another playmaker in the backcourt off the bench and let a guy like Emmanuel quickly play a little bit more off the ball. Caruso averages almost 4 assists, 3 rebounds, but it's the percentages from the field. Caruso shoots 43.5%. McBride shoots 33%. Caruso shoots 39% from 3. That is an elite number in the NBA. He's one of the best shooting guards off the bench, while Miles McBride shoots 26%. At the end of the day, you're getting a guy that is pretty much the same defender. Maybe Miles McBride is a little bit better. He's obviously younger, that being McBride, but Caruso is a pro. He's competed in the playoffs. This is a guy I think that would really, really help this team. Sports Mockery had a trade idea, and we're going to break it down on today's show. This was their trade idea. The Bulls would receive Obi Toppin and Derrick Rose. The Knicks would receive Alex Caruso. And I know a lot of people are like, I am not trading Obi Toppin, and I get that. I got to be honest, though. I am concerned about Obi Toppin just as much as in his development as in the situation he's in. He's in a tough spot. He plays behind Julius Randle. This organization, this coaching staff, they love Randle. They like to play him 35 minutes. That only leaves 13 minutes a night for Obi Toppin to play at the 4 spot. We have seen that Tom Thibodeau is reluctant to play Obi Toppin and Julius Randle at the same time. So I ever wonder, is Obi ever going to reach his full potential with the Knicks? I also think some of this is, though, on Obi Toppin. Look at his career trajectory. His rookie season, he played 11 minutes per game, averaged 4 points, shot 49% from the field and 30% from downtown. His sophomore campaign, he averaged 17 minutes. It went up by 6. His points went up. His rebounds went up. His field goal percentage went up, and his three-point shot got better. This year, 2022, 7 points per game. His minutes are down in year 3. He's already 25 years old. His rebounds are down. His field goal percentage is way down. His three-point percentage is up. I am concerned that Obi Toppin is turning into a three-point shooter. That's not what got him drafted. It was the hustle. It was the intangibles. It was the electricity on the offensive end. It was the fact that he could be a one-man fast break. He doesn't do that anymore. All he does is stand in the corner, catch the ball, and move it. I am concerned. I think he's gone down the wrong trajectory. I would have modeled the Giannis Antetokounmpo strategy. Become the strongest player on the court, become a force coming downhill. Now, he's just Steve Novak, and he shoots threes at 34%. I am very, very concerned. I understand he hasn't had a good opportunity. I understand he doesn't get minutes. He doesn't get plays drawn up for him. I understand all of that. At the 4 spot, you don't play defense, you don't rebound, you don't block shots, you can't create the off the dribble, you're a fast break or alley-oop guy, dunk, and a catch-and-shoot guy at 34%. It's not a lot of spots in the NBA for that guy to play a lot of minutes. So I want to ask you, would you make this trade, the one we showed you just a second ago from Sports Mockery? The Knicks, they get Caruso. The Bulls get Obi Toppin and Derrick Rose. Would you make this trade? Type A for accept, type D for decline. I'm really torn on this one, and I need you guys to help me out. What would you do? A for accept, D for decline. Today's Knicks Now video is sponsored by Fume. Go to tryfume.com/chatsports and use the code chatsports to save 10% off the Journey Pack. That is tryfume.com/chatsports. We all have bad habits, and we certainly know how hard they can be to kick those bad habits. Our sponsor, Fume, is on a mission to accelerate humanity's breakup from the bad habits that consume far too many of us. Fume is a natural diffusive device that uses plants and behavioral science to help you trade out your negative habit for a positive one. I didn't expect much out of Fume when I got it, but the minty sensation is really powerful and really hits the back of your throat. They have a whole bunch of different flavors as well: crisp mint, maple pepper, white cranberry. I'm a white cranberry guy. I like that taste a little bit more, but there's a flavor for everybody out there. Fume is awesome and is going to help you out. Go to tryfume.com/chatsports. Use code chatsports for 10% off. Fume is not a vape. It's a non-electronic device designed to transform your negative habits. The easiest way to stop a bad habit is to switch to a positive one, and Fume is designed perfectly to do just that. Head to tryfume.com/chatsports and use code chatsports to save 10% off when you get the Journey Pack today. That is tryfum.com/chatsports. Tryfum.com/chatsports. Get it today. I promise it's going to help you out. Go to tryfume.com/chatsports. That link is in the comments and description, and use code chatsports for 10% off. Let's get to the latest trade rumors coming out from ESPN. ESPN put out an article today from Bobby Marks and their NBA front office team. They did it for every team. One player that every team should make a trade for. And they had the Knicks with Jae Crowder. They also gave a bonus name that we'll talk about in a second. But I always think it's important that when we talk about trades, because the trade deadline is just 3 weeks away in the NBA, what type of assets do New York Knicks have? They have 4 first-round picks in 2023, 1 in 2024, 2 in 2025, and 11 first-round picks in the next 7 years. Those picks in 2023, one of them is their own. They're guaranteed to have it. The Mavericks is top 10 protected. The Pistons is top 18 protected. And the Wizards is top 14 protected. Meaning, if the Dallas Mavericks pick falls at pick number 9, that pick stays with the Mavericks, and that's going to go over to the Knicks if it's outside of pick 10. So if it's at 11, it goes to the Knicks. 9, it goes back to the Mavericks, and it rolls over to next year. So on and so forth for the Pistons and the Wizards. Look, Cam Reddish is a guy that has been linked in trade rumors for quite some time because he's collected 20 straight DNPs. For whatever reason, it has not worked out for the New York Knicks. And it just sucks, to be honest with you. This is a guy that was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school, 6'8", 6'9" wing, that has every talent that you want coming out of the draft. And he's a guy that continues to be mentioned in these trade rumors. This is what Bobby Marks had to say about Jae Crowder and Cam Reddish. He said, Reddish and Svi Mikhailuk, their own 2027 second to the Suns for Jae Crowder. As we mentioned, there is no need to move off the Fournier contract. However, if there is an opportunity to upgrade the bench with an Eric Gordon trade, New York should consider that, even if the cost is either first from Detroit or Washington. I'm going to be honest. Bobby Marks, I am not trading a first-round pick for a guy like Eric Gordon. We'll break down Gordon, and we'll break down Jae Crowder. I think I would do that trade for Jae Crowder. I think Cam Reddish is a much better player right now and has more potential than Jae Crowder, but for whatever reason, Reddish and Thibodeau, they have beef and they can't move past it. This is what Jae Crowder has done the last 4 seasons in the NBA. This is a guy that's going to shoot threes at an above-average clip and play lockdown defense on that side of the court. He's going to get you 9 to 10 points, a steal per game, shoot 35+% from 3. That's something the Knicks could need. You could use another wing defender. They could use another shooter. What if they wanted to go with a more offensive player off the bench? That is most definitely Eric Gordon. He can't defend anybody. He's not even close to the defender Jae Crowder is, but he's a much better offensive player. 12 points per game, 2.5 assists, 2 rebounds, 43% from the field, and 35% from downtown. I think the Knicks need more of a scorer off the bench, but I am not adding a first-round pick for Eric Gordon, who is above 30 years old and has had injury history throughout his NBA career. The Knicks need another scorer because whenever the bench comes in, Quickly is asked to do so much. Obi Toppin can't create his own offense. Miles McBride, he can't score. Isaiah Hartenstein needs a good pass to score. Even Jericho Sims need an alley-oop. They need a guy that can put the ball on the ground and get a bucket. I think that is Eric Gordon. But I would prefer to trade for Jae Crowder. But I'll leave it up to the real ones. If you had one to trade for, who would it be? And consider what it would cost to trade for him. Houston wants a first-round pick. Maybe you trade that Pistons pick that's top 18 protected that may not convey for a couple of years. Or maybe you trade for Jae Crowder for a second-round pick, Svi Mikhailiuk, and Cam Reddish. Pick one, type EG for Eric Gordon, JC for Jae Crowder. At the end of the day, the Knicks, I think, are going to make a trade prior to the NBA trade deadline. I don't think it'll be for a superstar. I think it'll be for depth and somebody on the bench that can either play D like Crowder or get you buckets like Eric Gordon or maybe someone even like Caruso. I would love the Caruso trade. Trading Obi Toppin would suck, but at the end of the day, the guy's 25. He's behind arguably your best player on the team. I think it's Brunson. Some people think it's Randall. There's just no minutes for a guy like Obi Toppin. And I haven't really seen much development. He's become a better shooter, but really he's got no bag. He's just got no bag. Look, something's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but you can stay up to date by following me over on Twitter, @MarshallGreen_. Tough loss for the Knicks yesterday to the Raptors. Fourth quarter leads continue to be a problem for the Knicks. 10-point lead with 8 minutes left. You got to do small things. Finish defensive possessions by grabbing rebounds and make your freaking free throws. That's all I got to say. We'll see you later.